Morning, Jay here from I Wander UK, day 27 of the Southwest Coastal Path Challenge. I'm at Kynance Cove. I've had a pretty good night. I woke up 20 to 6 this morning. My alarm set for 6:30, but sleep. As you can see, I'm still in bed, and it's 7:10 now. So I've had a late start. I'm gonna have a late start. I just can't get myself going because it's so cosy in my sleeping bag. I don't want to get out. I know I have to though. So today I'm going through to Coverack. I think I said on the last video that I wanted to be at Kynance Cove because I wanted to be over the Lizard early in the morning. It's not going to be quite that early in the morning, but hopefully it'll be quiet before too many people get there. So I suppose I'll get out this lovely, cosy, warm sleeping bag and into cold clothes. But let's get the day started. Where I was last night and where we're going this morning. Kynance Cove, Lizard, here we come. Even though the sun is out and trying to break through, it's very hazy and it's windy, and the wind is cold this morning. I can feel it, yeah, biting into me. I need to get moving to get some heat into my body, but this morning is particularly cold. So let's go. Last look back at Kynance Cove. Last night I was up the hill above the cafe there. It's right bang centre of the screen now, just the other side of that little outcrop. See you, Kynance. If I don't say goodbye, I'm not going to see anything else. So let's go. As you drop down off Kynance Cove, you have to go across the granite bridge, like footbridge, over to the cafe, then up some steps, which are really okay. You get to the top where the car park is, and then you turn sharp right, and then as you look at it, you can just see a post on the left-hand side to aim towards. And that goes into like a gravelly path, and then a compacted mud path. There's a little detour, but it's not even a detour. It's just where they're realigning the footpath, but easy enough to find. Just keep following that around the cliff path. Cove, just easy stroll. This is what we're facing next. Over halfway now from Kynance Cove to Lizard Point, and it's centre of screen right now. As you come over Venton Hill Point, there's this little rock outcrop. When I first looked at it, it looked like one of those caricature faces of postcards from the 70s. You know, fat ruddy face, bulbous nose. But as I'm getting closer now, I can see like the Green Man. Decide which is the most southerly point. So I'm at the Lizard, but I think I'm going to call it the Lighthouse. So we're going to get there before we say we're at the most southerly point. As I turn the corner, you can feel the easterlies, which literally 5 minutes ago were blowing me off the cliff, and now blowing in my face. And as I turn the corner, the sun is directly in my face, so it's going to add to this handsome, rugged, weathered look. I don't think. I'm going to look like a cross between a crocodile and a tortoise by the end of this. You need some skills to get your little boat in there. It's literally got rocks everywhere around it. You must know. Final few granite steps to get us up to Lizard Point where the lighthouse is, or near enough. But thoughtfully they're giving us a banister to hold on to, which I'm going to do right now. Got to Lizard Point and treated myself. Just had a sausage and egg in a roll and a lovely cup of coffee. And it was fantastic, I really needed it. Probably stayed for a little bit longer than I should have, but the most southerly point of the UK, so why not? Anyway, leaving that behind us now, I'm pushing on, heading towards Coverack. Let's see what we can see on the way. As you come away from the Lizard, it's fairly straightforward. It's like a firm cliff top path, then it drops down a few steps, over a little stream, turn right, and then you're back out onto the cliff tops again. I'll give you a quick spin round. That's where we're going up and out. And that's the bit we just come from, the other side of there, along this path here. Fantastic to be able to look down at the sea though. I was just wondering, I passed the wireless signal station, I think it is, which is basically the black shed, and then just walking now past Lloyd's signal station. I was thinking, I wonder how you do that, like breakthrough technology, because it's always a massive risk. Back in the early 2000s, people with a lot of money were having, I think I'm going to call it Ethernet cables, I'm not sure what they are, wired into the house so they could have their computers in any room. And in a very, very short time, basically it was obsolete because we all got routers. And I do mean short time, I can't give you a time frame, but it was ridiculous. The amount of money that got chucked into that technology and wiring up was obsolete in a very short time. Perhaps it's not always best to be the first one there. Sunny day, and it's 11:30 now. I've still got my wind cheater and my hat pulled down over my ears. It's sort of like, not in a fight, but in a balance between the two. The sun's lovely, you can feel the warmth on your face when you get out the wind, but the wind's blowing cold. So there's sort of like a balancing act going on. If the wind gets a little bit stronger, it makes it hard work because it starts spinning me. At the moment, it's not too bad. But then if the wind drops too much, the sun is too bright and you get too hot. This isn't a complaint, it's just an observation at the moment. The balance isn't too bad. But if the wind gets any stronger or any colder, then it's a different proposition. As you follow the path round past the coast guard and then the lifeboat station, it's basically either cliff tops or little paths running along the contours that break out every now and again. You can really tell what, look at this, over the last couple of weeks, the gorse. I think that's gorse with little white flowers, please tell me if I'm wrong. But a couple of weeks ago that was just gnarly little twigs sticking into me. Now it's a pretty little bush. And we're down to here, I'm not sure where this is, but I'm going to have a look. Just dropped down into Church Cove, I believe, but I couldn't resist coming over and have a look at this. difference to yesterday. Lovely little wild camping spot. About a minute and a half out of Church Cove if you get caught out. Flat, level and grass. Could you ask for any more? Just looking back, we've come past that lookout station on the top of the headland there. It is around the other side anyway. Drop round to the lifeboat station just here. And we're making our way up these little ascents and descents. Not too bad. There's steps, what can I say? I'll tell you what I've noticed. Because coming up the steps, my face is quite close to the steps in front. The variety of the granite rock, I assume it's all granite, you get that jet black stuff that when it's been used as steps, it's polished almost like ebony. The sort of beautiful copper verde green ones, which I guess is from the copper. And then there's like a burgundy one, but not like a normal burgundy one. The only sort of colour I can think close to it is, I think Prince Charles or one of the royal family, I've seen it, had a car and it was burgundy over black. So it made the colour look a lot deeper. It'd be lovely to take a piece of it. How long can carry it. An hour and a half or so from the Lizard. Go from walking along the top of the coast thing to this pretty, look at everything's out in bloom on the cliff tops. I quite like these little paths because they feel a little bit risky, but they're really not. But yeah, I've got the images where it just drops down to the sea, which I love. The last little snippet I showed you with like a, almost looks like a bridge with the sea coming underneath it, is the Devil's Frying Pan. And just taking the road, strolling down into Kedgwiff and see what this little place is like. More houses. Very pretty. Nice little village by first looks. And everybody's all going to go, oh wow. Opening out onto this. I love the way it's been planted. It's like a mixture of wildlife with the snowdrops and the daffodils going into, but not too prim and proper gardens. The right mix, which is this little path leading through. Very nice. Like house in the middle here. Too big for what I want. Just that, oh, that little bit at the back would be just ideal. But I am a sucker for a thatch roof. Take a look at this. The more you look round, the more you see how many of these houses have got thatch roofs, which is really quite unusual. You don't see that many down here anyway, down in Cornwall I mean, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that I can see. Very, very pretty. Back at Cadgwith, I'm going to say C-A-D-G-W-I-T-H. Very, very pretty with all the thatched cottages and the pubs. There's a couple of pubs and a cafe, I think. The shop wasn't open. What a surprise. But nice little place just to stroll through. Very, very, very pretty. Just taking 5 minutes while I enjoy the view of Cadgwith. I'm sorry if I've pronounced that wrong, but very pretty place. I'm enjoying the walk today. It seems to be in really nice, manageable chunks, which psychologically for some reason is really good. From Kynance, where I left, I think it was 2 to 2.5 miles to Lizard. And then from Lizard there was a, sorry, got something in my eye. the signal stations to look out for. From there, every 2.5 miles there's been something to look with, and then there's 3 miles to this little village. So it's nice, sort of easy, manageable chunks. And so instead of thinking about the whole day, you just put it down into little chunks and do it little at a time. It's very nice and very pleasant. As you can tell, it's about 1 o'clock. In fact, it's bang on 1, and I've still got my wind cheater on. I'm sitting on the east side of this village at the moment, so the wind's coming from the east today, so it's nice and sheltered. I think I'll take it off, but as soon as I get back out on the headland, I might have to put it back on. But we all know that story, don't we? We take it off, put the rucksack back on, walk round the corner, we're cold, take the rucksack off, put it back on, etc, etc, etc. It's just part of the game, isn't it? I can't leave Cadgwith behind. We're heading out towards Port Esco, I guess, and then from there down, the next aim point is Kynance Sands. See what we can find there. Take a last little look back at Cadgwith, not sure, and let's carry on till we get to this little house here, and then we turn left. An even smaller house, perhaps too small, but cute. Amazing footbridge. The wood actually bends out, looks like the lining of a boat, like a Viking ship or a boat. Walk over from to Poltesco, sorry, from Cadgwith is nice and gentle up and down, just enough to make you feel like you're doing something, but not for your knees or your thighs to complain about. And a beautiful footbridge, which is shown on the picture a minute ago. A little engine house and little tiny bay. Okay, no sand, but pretty exclusive. After you cross the footbridge at Poltesco, you come across some like caravan parks, I guess, mobile homes, whatever they're called, the green ones, with like a little golf course or a pitching park. You just need to go to the right hand side and just walk right the way around the edge of it. The footpath joins up again at the end of it. This morning I spoke to my girlfriend Elle, just to let her know, because last night the signal was a bit patchy at best, on and off. Just to let her I was still, 1, I was alive, and 2, it's the most southerly point in England, or sorry, the UK. And she pointed out to me, the clocks have gone forward. Well, I know they go forward March, April time, but never really bothered. I just wait until it happens and then just alter my watch or whatever, clocks on the wall. But I started thinking about it, and there's advantages and disadvantages to me. When I first started this 27 days ago, I'll be looking for a pitch to wild camp about 4. Hoping to get the tent up by about 4:30, because it gets dark by about 5. I noticed over the last couple of days it's getting a bit later and later, but the advantage is obviously it gives me more hours in the day, so I don't need to be motoring so much all the time. Not that I'm motoring at all. The disadvantage is by about 5:30 up to yesterday, if you were an hour away from a village or a town, there's a good chance you're not going to see any more dog walkers, because most want to be back before dark. So if they've got an hour to be back, you can sort of judge it by that. But if the clock's gone forward, it's going to be, I don't know, I'm guessing maybe 7:30. It could be even later than that, before it's dark. And if that's the case, I've got a long wait before I can pitch up. I always try and make sure I'm well away from people and right out of town or villages, but sometimes it can't be helped. Some people like taking their dogs for a long walk. We'll see later. On the approach down here to Kynance Sands, I wasn't sure if it rang a bell or not. I just remembered that about, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, we were out doing a tour of South Cornwall, and we came down and overnighted here in the camper van. and went bodyboarding in the water down here. Not for very long, I can assure you, because it was cold, like ankle hurting cold. But weird, forgotten all about it. Further on from Kynance Sands, if you found yourself in a bit of trouble, there's plenty of little flat bits all of this course. I guess it's like the second half of Kynance Sands. We've gone through one beach just up over sand dune over there and an old war bunker, but just tucked in. As long as the wind wasn't coming from the wrong direction, I'm sure you'd find somewhere. Back to Kynance Sands. As you come off the end of the beach of Kynance Sands, you go up a slope, and it's one of those where you have to be really careful with your footing. It's nothing too gnarly, but just need to concentrate. You've seen bigger slopes and bigger rocks, but just to let you know. After about 30 minutes from Kynance Sands, the path starts to clear a bit more. Then you've just got gorse on both sides. What I mean by it, there's small stones, there's nothing too gnarly to get over, but you need to keep an eye out where you're putting your feet all the time, stones and roots. And at the top, I was lucky, it hasn't rained here for 6 or 7 days, and it's been windy every day, so it's dried out all the peat and stuff. Otherwise that'd be boggy as well, so boggy, wet boots and slippery stones, just letting you know. Stopping a little look ahead. I think that rock there looks white, doesn't it? Or snow capped. It's called Coverack Luz, L-U-Z, which is light, I think is Spanish. After the little stony patch and then the potentially boggy patch, there's a little bit where you go up and down like a little roller coaster. I'm not talking Heartland Quay to Pendine Watch. No, sorry, Heartland Quay to Bude, or St Ives through to Pendine Watch. I'm just talking like a rolly uppy down, uppy down, uppy down until you break through here. You've got a little grass meadow you just wander across. See, even though the sun's been out all day long, there's still haze. There's no detail in the headlands where we've been. So it's hard to pick out anywhere where I can see the trees in some of the bits. You won't be able to see it on camera, and there's a reflection of something which I'm not sure what that is either. It could have been one of the lighthouses or the Coast Guard place, but unfortunately you can't make it out. It's just all one grey. Some bloke just walking the opposite direction to me in the path, and it's very narrow, 6, 7, 8 inches wide, and instead of getting to one side for each other, he's just stood right in the middle. And then he said, have you seen a adder? Have you seen a adder? Which I decided in my brain and went, no. And I told him what I had seen. I said, well, I've just seen a newt. And he said, was it pissed, and walked off chuckling to himself. Hidden genius. Hidden bloody genius. He's going to be laughing about that all afternoon. First look at Kynance Cove, D-O-W-N-A-S Cove. I'm slightly concerned in a minute because I know I need to go round this or over it, or I found out what that bit of hill is. You come over that footbridge and it's steps, but they've hidden them in the gorse so you can't see them, and they are a little worn. Let's get them knees going. Those steps are coming up from Kynance, D-O-W-N-A-S I think. Kynance Cove are not quite complete, or rocks or bits of wood or mud. And then at the top it goes really narrow with the gorse that's pushing across gorse and brambles. So again, if you're precious with your rucksack, be careful because I'm small and I can only just get through it. all day, but it hasn't cleared the haze, and now we've got this coming in. Not sure what this means. The after Kynance Cove is a couple of up and down bits, but the steps are quite long. Well, they are for me. You get that these squeak on the way up and squeal on the way down. It's that kind of thing, but it doesn't go on for too long. And then it breaks out into the top of the cliff path again. Admittedly not super smooth, but at least not going up and down again. Let's see where we were now. There's our next aim point, the lookout tower ahead. The path's cleared a bit, still a few rocks, but there's cliff top level, so you're not losing and going in descending all the time, and you can get a bit of a pace on, rather than having to concentrate on the footing all the time. Apologies for not doing much to the camera. About a mile away from a Coverack, but the path gets not gnarly, but stones, and you just need to concentrate all the time. You haven't got time to stop and talk to the camera. Just a quick view. This is what I'm trying to negotiate at the moment. First view of Coverack. Got to get down there, I guess, into the estuary or the harbour, whatever. See if I can find something to eat, but I'm conscious I need to get back out again. Probably done a little approach to Coverack. After that, whatever. Testing little time, and the bit at the end, rocks and bogs, stars, the V-type stars, I don't get them, I can't get over them. And then the end bit, we've got, I don't know, quarter of a mile, half a mile of gravel path. It just kicks into the bottom of your feet. I know I'm moaning, and it may be because my tendons are giving me grief, but allow me this one. About maybe a mile past Coverack, night 27. That looked like it was coming in earlier on, and this is where I am. Just making a cup of coffee, and I'm going to jump in the tent and get warm because the temperature's really dropped.